The other day, I made a video about how the Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao fight realized about 400 million pounds. I can't remember whether it's pounds or US, but it's 400 million. Okay, I'm gonna go with pounds. 400 million pounds. Just for, in fact, I think it was US dollars, so 400 million US. And the games, the World Cup in South Africa realized 500 million. So you can see how big these numbers are in terms of the revenue that was generated just by the two sports. But more importantly is the boxing part of it. Yesterday I made a prediction that Anthony Joshua was going to win that bout after having seen some of his knockout fights on YouTube. I was convinced that he had what it takes or what was needed to win the fight against Vladimir Klitschko, despite the track record of Vladimir Klitschko and the many fights that he has won. But I wanted to center on this fight between Anthony Joshua and Vladimir Klitschko, not from a boxing point of view, but from a capital point of view, from the numbers point of view, from the way that these two guys managed to generate. I think Anthony Joshua is walked away with 15 million pounds for just one night, 11 rounds. He won by knockout in the 11th round. So we can see what sort of figures we're talking about. But more importantly as well is that is just the beginning, because there's monies that are going to come in from the pay-per-view customers, those that viewed the match by paying for just that match on pay-per-view television. Okay, the Floyd Mayweather Manny Pacquiao fight attracted about 1.15 million viewers, and this one between Anthony Joshua and Vladimir Klitschko is expected to attract even more. Okay, so if you multiply the maybe 2 million times 20 pounds probably, okay, you get about 40 million just being realized from there. So there's a lot of numbers still to come in. And then Wembley Stadium, 90,000 people attended the fight between Anthony Joshua and Vladimir Klitschko. 90,000. Now 90,000 is not a small figure, and I'm happy for them because at least they managed to see 11 rounds. With Mike Tyson, he would have finished the fight in less than 2 rounds, and with 90,000 people watching. But if you want to think about capital, then you have to look at how, for example, these guys have generated a lot of business, for the Wembley area. Imagine all the taxis that are being used, hotels, the clubs, the pubs, all because when all these people come in, they're going to spend money. And it is this which I want African governments to think about. Just pivot one person. One person can generate a lot of work for many people. So Vladimir Klitschko and Anthony Joshua generated work for many, many families. Okay, starting with their own bouncers and trainers, to the referees, to the judges, to all the people employed at Wembley, to all the taxi drivers around Wembley area, all the airports, because people were flying in to watch the fight. Then you get celebrities coming to watch the fight, and when celebrities are in town, a lot of money is being spent. So this is what Western governments are doing, and which African governments are not interested in: hosting sporting events, hosting World Cups, hosting Olympics, because that generates a lot of economic activity. So it's not only Wembley and London that benefits. There are people traveling from Manchester, from Liverpool, just to come and watch that match. So I just wanted to make a short comment on what we can learn, from this fight. And now it's going to generate a lot. Social media. If you look at newspapers, if you look at websites, bloggers, YouTubers, okay, you're watching this, and I'm getting a piece of the pie just by making this video, okay, and so can anyone. We just need to understand numbers. We need to understand where the attention is. And last night, the attention was on Anthony Joshua and Vladimir Klitschko. Everything else did not matter for most people. But for some, they had other things to think about. But for these two, there was a lot going on. Okay, so I'll see you guys in the next video where we look at, mainly I'm looking at to see if current events, if we can learn from current events on how to create our own capital as African countries, and also if there is any physics involved. Obviously there was a lot there, but we're not going to talk about that now. There was a lot of science involved in the preparation, in the diets, and everything, training, and all that. Okay, but that'll be too boring to talk about it now. Just wanted to look at the numbers. 15 million pounds, 90,000 people to watch, more than 1.15 million pay-per-view viewers, and just 2 people in the ring. Okay, so those 2 people attracted all of these numbers, and it's all about the numbers. If you look at the rumble in the jungle between Muhammad Ali, I can't remember the other boxer, they realized 10 million. They shared 10 million pounds between them. And then you look at the Floyd Mayweather, that was 400 million. And Mayweather got more than half of that, and Manny Pacquiao got the rest. So there are a lot of numbers in sport, and we need to learn to leverage those sports. Let's promote our own sports persons. Let's promote our own sports teams, football especially, because all we're doing is donating our footballers to the West, and then they make capital for the West. They generate economic activity. They employ people in the West when they should be employing people in Africa. Okay, so lessons to be learned, and I'm always looking at what lessons we can learn based on my understanding of capital and of money and of economic growth and development. Thank you for listening. I will see you in the next video.